Open your eyes. Open your eyes.
So why am I so stupid? That's the question I have that's the question of the day. Why is Mr. Volger so dumb? It's the little things in life, you know? Every Techno Charmander, every single Thursday, 9:30. Like, forever. You'll be a senior in college at the grand age of 21, and it will be at 9:30 on Thursdays. So just be up on that hip thing. So there you go. Oh, how's everyone doing today? I went to bed far too late last night and woke up far too early, and I'm not doing well. No, I'm not, and I gotta mow my lawn. Derek, that's obviously a pig that has been in the refrigerator. That's what Who Chilled Pig is. Look. You see the top of my head? See it? It's getting chopped off. Gotta fix that. I like my brain. I don't want the top of my head getting chopped off. I keep forgetting. Let me log on to my main account. Okay, no problem, Techno. You got it, bud. Am I the only one in chat who remembers this? Remembers what? Oh, the video game background? What is it, Christian? Let everyone know. What's the video game background that I am sitting in front of right now? For those, it's a great video game, by the way, so if you haven't played it, check it out. It's all about Americana and stuff. Especially the third one. And I needed a little wind flute, courtesy of Mrs. Volger. I don't know this current background. It could be Bioshock Techno Charmander. You're correct. It is Bioshock. It's Bioshock 1, 2, and Bioshock Infinite, which is the reason why there's a city in the sky floating. Alright, so today's going to be a short lesson. I'm going to get right into it. I can't roll my R's. I don't know if you guys knew that about me. It's something I've never been good at, and I don't think it's going to change. I can't roll my R's. Mrs. Bennett would be disappointed. I know. So, you guys ready? I'm waiting to see if anyone in chat has anything to say. The live stream on Thursday at 9:30. That is correct, Christian. I have my textbook out. Well, that's... Hold on. As do I. The American Journey. Here she is. Smells like a textbook. I got some papers in here. Not really sure what all this stuff is. There we go. Let's, today I decided I'm just going to read to you from the textbook. So, here we go. You guys ready? I'm going to read to you now. Following the War of 18... No, I'm not going to read to you. That's ridiculous. How boring would that be? Who's thinking what on that one, guys? Whoa, wrong background. No. There we go. There we are. Hey. Alright, quite boring. Yes, it would. You mean me or the lesson or if I read the textbook? Because I feel like sometimes all three are boring, to be honest with you. Don't worry, I can't roll my R's either. Thank you, Vicky. See, there's a portion of the population, I believe, who can't do it. And if I grew up in, like, Italy instead of America, I would forever be at a disadvantage. Also, nice green screen. Yeah, thanks. You want to see the real green screen? I don't think I can do that right here. but look, you could take a look. Ready? Here we go. Behind the scenes. Oh, it's the basement with the green screen. Oh my lord, look at it. Look. Oh. Oh, I showed you the secrets. The secrets. The secrets. Ooh. I learned to roll my R's from Brendan Connolly. Brendan Connolly, sir, you and me got to hook up and you got to teach me how to roll my R's. Read the textbook in the library. I could do that. We still have the library. That is something I could do. And here I am in the library, ladies and gentlemen. And, you know, instead of the textbook, I'm going to read everything you need to know to ace American history in one big fat book. All right, so let's see what they Roaring 20s. See what they got. McCarthyism. We already learned about that. It's old news, pal. Ooh, Vietnam War, huh? We can learn all things about the Vietnam War, huh? Reading books in the library. All right, I'm back. I have that notebook. Yeah, a lot of kids do. It's pretty cool. Allie, how are you? You guys ready to start? I'm kind of ready to start. Let's get the show on the roll. I got 15 minutes. Here we go, because I got a meeting at 10. All right. Here we are. Here we go. I'm going to leave chat on because I'm lazy today. Here we go. You ready? We already went. What slide did we leave off on, Buff? I think it was slide 12. We learned about brinksmanship. Oh, yes, we did. If you missed this, watch yesterday's video and you'll be caught up. Brinksmanship. This is right where we ended. And this is where we're starting. On page... Slide 12, policy number 3, détente. If you guys want me to, I could post the slide into, I don't know why I haven't. I should have posted the slideshow into Google Classroom. I guess I haven't because there's no test or anything. I'm not giving you guys a test. So, you know, I figured me just going over it with you would be enough. But if anyone out there wants me to post the actual slideshow into Google Classroom, let me know and I'll do that. Sounds pretty good. Stephen Buff wants you to like and subscribe, so make sure you do that, okay? Help a fellow teacher out. Did you like my Breath of the Wild opening? I'm trying to find openings that are easily edible to change. You know what I mean? I was going to do the other one with the Zelda. You know what I'm talking about? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? I was going to do this one. Hold on. Where is it? Hold on. Where is it? There we go. Let's go. Hold on. Zelda. Where is it? This one. This is the one I was going to do. Check this out. So I was going to have it like come down like this. And then, boom, Mr. Vogel's virtual lesson would come in with the sword. But it's just too hard to edit. I can't do it. I'm not that skilled. You need a nice clean break that I could like figure it out. Or maybe I could do it, but I don't really frankly have the time to invest in that. So I'm not going to do that. So, Christian, what's your idea? Share it. Share it up. Share. That would take a long time to make anyway. Yeah, but I would steal it from them and just edit it in like I've been doing all the others. Because I'm, I'm doing this for your entertainment, not for money. I like the other one better. Thank you, Vicky. I figured you guys would know Breath of the Wild more than you would know the old-fashioned, the old man Zelda that Mr. Vogel used to play when he was your age. It just makes me feel old. Okay, you guys ready? So détente. So we already learned, if we go back real quick, hold on, there we go. If we go, if we go back, we already learned about containment and brinksmanship. Containment is probably the easiest of all of them, right? Out of the three major policies, because containment is the domino theory, right? To contain, it's literally in the word, to contain the spread of communism. Brinksmanship's a little bit more complicated, but basically they're constantly trying to one-up each other. Brinksmanship is the time period during the Cold War where we came the closest to World War III. It's the Cuban Missile Crisis, it's the Vietnam War, it's the space race. It's this idea that we're in constant competition with the Soviet Union. It was pretty dangerous stuff, right? We have to one-up them. And then, of course, we're now on détente. Détente is a little bit different. This is where it gets a little bit better. It's an easing of tensions after years of both nations on edge, right? Because brinksmanship has led the United States to pretty close to going to World War III. And so we need a new policy to kind of remove us from World War III. And we're going to do that with brinksmanship. It was begun by Nixon and Brezhnev in the 1970s, but it really didn't pick up favor like right away. It was a slow go. This is where SALT 1 and SALT 2 happened, which are those nuclear arms agreements between the Soviet Union and the United States to try to limit nuclear weapons. More talks and treaties until the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan. So basically, we were trying to be friendly with them. We lost the Vietnam War. We looked bad. We're trying to be friendly, you know, get away from this, going to World War III nonsense. And the Soviets invade Afghanistan, and we get kind of upset. And I love this cartoon here because you could see that, like, a couple things, right? There's a lot in this cartoon that you don't realize. First thing is, they're shaking hands being all nice, but behind their back, the obvious, they have their nukes and their weapons, right? So they're not really as nice as they look. Second, I love this. You could see Congress behind Nixon trying to pull him away because not everyone agreed with Nixon doing friendly things with Russia and communists. Nixon also, he went to China and tried to open the door with China and communicate with China as well. So I talked briefly about the SALT agreements. This is just, SALT is an acronym. It's not table salt or Himalayan pink salt, which is my favorite, by the way. No, these are the strategic arms limitation talks. The United States and the Soviet Union agreed to limit their missile and weapon buildup. SALT 1 was signed, SALT 2 was agreed, but never ratified. And now, heart to heart real quick, okay? Let's go into the heart to heart field. Heart to heart. All right. Listen here, okay? Look at me. Look at me. Let it focus. Let it focus. Look at me, okay? It was a bunch of malarkey, and I'll tell you why. Because yes, they're limiting their weapons with the SALT treaties, but they're getting rid of old nukes. The United States and the Soviet Union still have their very powerful new nukes. And so it's kind of it's more of a publicity stunt than an actual meaningful treaty. SALT, they limited nuclear weapons, but it was old, used nuclear weapons that we weren't going to use anyway. Same with the Soviet Union. It's not like we're getting rid of it. It's not like it made a real change. That's your heart to heart for the day. All right, moving on. All right, here you can see number. We have this good old Mr. Shower would be proud. We have a good old number line here. We got numbers of warheads, and we have the year. And as you can see, we developed an atomic bomb in 1945. We had like 2, and then we almost had 0, right? We had like less than 10. But then by 1950, we have a couple. We have like 50, 60. And then really quick, by 1960, we're over 5,000. I mean, that's crazy. Here's 1960 right here. Look at this. Whoa, right about there. It's almost 25,000 nukes. That's how quick we were building these things. And then you can see we dropped down a little bit. We dropped up. We dropped down. And Russia is late to the game, right? But the Russia, by like, let's say 1985, they're kind of at their peak with almost 50,000 nuclear weapons. But then the SALT Treaty gets both the countries to quickly, look how quick the United States drops, right? We both drop. And today we're sitting around a little less than 5,000 nuclear weapons, which is like, oh, that's good, that's nice. No, we can still blow up the whole world with 5,000 nuclear weapons. Trust me, they're just bigger. So you gotta do that. You should turn on the laser pointer thing. It is on Google Slides. Is it? Is that true? How do I do that, Derek? Talk me through it, sir. What are you talking about, sir? What do you mean? What do you mean? Help. Laser pointer. Laser. What you talking about? What you talking about? I got nothing. Wait, where? The little menu in present mode. What? Ooh. It just says present review and present from beginning. What are you talking about, little menu? In preset mode. Well, alright, we're gonna keep going. I gotta look this up. What's this? What is it? Advanced audience? No? What's... Alright, whatever. Moving on. I'm bored. Alright. Policy 3, Glasnost. We learned about this, right? A little review. Glasnost is a Russian reforms in the 1980s, right? Russia is going to try to introduce some American freedoms to their people, not because they want to, right? But rather because they have to. The Russian people are starting to be very unhappy. The Russian people are starting to rebel a little bit. It's becoming blatantly obvious that America and the West, England, France, they have a higher quality of life than the Soviet Union. And one of those ways that is the reason why we have a higher quality of life is because we have freedoms. We have freedom of speech. We know what our government's doing. We vote for our officials, right? And so Glasnost is going to try to promote greater transparency in the government so people know what's going on. Perestroika allows for some private companies. I showed that amazing photograph of McDonald's. And then, of course, though, when you give people freedom, what do? They have a revolution. That's what they do. Protests begin in the Baltic republics. Do you guys know what the Baltic republics are? Do you? Do you know what the Baltic republics? There is a place in Europe called the Baltic Sea. How many? I got 6 minutes. All right, let's go to the Baltic Sea, shall we? Let's go to Google Maps. Here we go. Google Maps. All right, let's go to satellite view because that's what we're talking about. And let's zoom out. Whoa, planet Earth, here we come. All right, so here's planet Earth, right? We're going over to Europe. Yeah, here's Europe. It's a beautiful place. There is a place called the Baltic Sea. Can you look? Can you see it? Can you see it? I can see it. It is north of Europe. So here's the United Kingdom, the North Sea, right? Vikings and all that stuff. Well, once you go around Denmark and Germany and you come into here, let's zoom in a little bit. There's this place right here, right? Here's Sweden and Norway and Finland, right? Frozen, my Frozen fans out. Anyway, and here is the Baltic Sea. It's in northern Europe, see? Right? In the winter it freezes, it's cold. And here you have what is called the Baltic states. Poland, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, Finland, right? All of these countries that border the Baltic Sea are considered Baltic states. And the Soviet Union, Russia is right here, right? That's why it's not named, but you can see, look how big it is. That's all Russia, okay? So if we come in here, and this is Russia, the Ukraine, right, Belarus, Lithuania, these are all Soviet countries, okay? And so these countries on the Baltic states, Poland, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, they're all going to start to rebel and revolt and break away from communism first. So there you go. There you have it. What happened? Oh. So satellite states break away and attempt democracy. The Berlin Wall is torn down, right? Ronald Reagan says, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall." That just like that. He actually, that was a very realistic Reagan impersonation, and I'm proud to say that I did it, and thank you. I want to thank Brendan Connolly for helping me practice my Reagan. Thank you. All right, here we go. The Soviet Union collapses and just becomes old-fashioned Russia. So today in the year 2020, you guys know of Russia, and Russia is the Soviet Union. Well, was the Soviet Union, I should say. They're right? So today, it's just Russia. Soviet Union does not exist. And like I said before, yesterday, many times the Soviet Union is portrayed as a bear. By the way, the USSR stands for the United Soviet Socialist Republic. It is not Russia. So today, the USSR doesn't exist. But back then, the Soviet Union, it was the USSR. Some of the question answers are wrong. What are you talking about, Caitlin? And are you guys talking about a different class? What are you talking about? You talking about science? You're making me feel like I'm doing something wrong here. Is this science? Are we talking about? What are we talking about? What are we doing? What are we doing? Science. Thank you, Stephen. Appreciate that. 40-minute ed puzzle. Oh, God. 40-minute ed puzzle? What? 40 minutes? 40 minutes? Yeah, that's brutal. No doubt. I will talk to Mr. Spicer in 3 minutes about that. So, yeah, here you go. Alright, so, no, that's not what I want to do. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Ignore the man behind the curtain. Alright, here we go. So, here we have a photograph of some Baltic states rebelling, right? People, you could see that the military, even though the military is strong, they couldn't do anything. Like, what are you going to kill all these innocent people? These are your people. Your people don't want to be communist anymore. And this is why the Soviet Union kind of collapses from the inside out. Some other issues during the Cold War that I'm just going to go over. We learned about the Red Scare. You guys remember the Red Scare, don't you? Don't you remember the Red Scare? Come on. Come on, OBS. Go away. Alright, whatever. Have technical difficulties still. Anyway, so the Red Scare, Senator Joseph McCarthy, he's hunting communists, and they go overboard. They start accusing everyone in America, and they really start taking away American freedoms. It's not a good situation, right? The first wave is in World War I. The second wave is in 1950 with Joseph McCarthy. Remember the HAC, or the Joseph McCarthy's House Un-American Activities Committee, which is a scary name. And it's a witch hunt. That's what it is. I love cartoons, by the way. Alright, space race. You guys remember the space race where this has to do brinksmanship. We're trying to one-up the Soviets. They are kicking our butt in the 1950s with space travel. They send the first satellite into space. They send the first astronaut in space. So we have to somehow do better than them. And we decide to go to the moon, and we do. Right? We began with Soviet launch of Sputnik satellite in 1957. The Soviets sent first man Yuri Gagarin into space in 1961. The U.S. catches up with Apollo 11, sending the first men to the moon in 1965. This is one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. And I want to thank Brendan Connolly for that impersonation of Neil Armstrong. Thank you. Wonder why we're not keeping pace. So here you have some things, right? You got Russian science, is the guy running in the background. You see him? Look at him. Look at those legs, huh? And you have U.S. science is pulling unnecessary government secretary and U.S. education lag. And, because we're a free country. So when you're a free country, you pretty much have to accept that you're going to have people fighting with each other, because that's freedom. And freedom is chaotic. And so in America, doesn't always run the most efficiently. But that's good. That's called freedom. If you run efficiently, you're talking about like ancient Sparta, and that's not freedom. So don't forget, freedom is chaotic. That's a good thing. And then here, our exit ticket for today: containment, brinksmanship, détente, glasnost. These are the things you have to match them. So one is obviously keeping communism from spreading. C. 2, brinksmanship is obviously going to as close to war as possible. 3, détente is D, more openness. And 4, glasnost is B, an easing. I've flipped that around. 3, détente is an easing of tensions. And 4, glasnost is more openness. So, there you go. There's your lesson. This is the last. James Deedy's correct. This is the last question of the day for the week. The last one, James. You ding-dang right, sir. The last one of the week. And then Monday, guess what? You get another one. And it starts all over again. But do you know what my question won't be? My question won't be a 40-minute Ed puzzle. I can tell you that much. It's only a 39-minute Ed puzzle this week. No, I'm kidding. That's a joke. I'm not doing that. That would be insane. Why would I do that? All right. Here we go. Let's go to Google. Let's go over here to me, Mr. Villages. I'm now 1 minute late for my meeting. Thank you very much. Question of the... It's the question... I gotta make a song. I was thinking about a song. Like, it's the question of the day. It's the question of the day. Like something... I gotta do a song. I gotta make it lively. You know what I mean? Gotta pick it up. Getting boring. Robert Sims, make me a song. Alright, here we go. last question for the week. Yeah! Ah, whack. That's not how you spell week, ladies and gentlemen. That is not how you spell. All right, here we go. Question of the week. Now that we have finished learning about the Cold War, what lessons do you think we can learn from our history with the Soviet Union? And that is also not how you spell Soviet. That's Soviety. No. Okay. So there's your question of the week. And when you lesson, give me I want 2 to 3 lessons. There you go. 2 to 3 lessons. Sounds pretty good. There's your question of the week. Hope you all like it. Hope it fits good. I was an all-state Hummer 3 years in a row, so just let you guys know. It was instead of a choir, it was humming. It was all. That's all we did. It was hum. It was amazing, honestly. Got a college scholarship for it. And if you believe that, you need to stop being so gullible. I made that all up. Knock it off. Stop being gullible, Delaney. Don't do it. All right, here we go. Thanks, Allie. Appreciate that. If you're wondering what I'm doing right now, I'm just updating everyone's Google class assignment to have Thursday's question. I'm now going to period 6. And I have period 9 to do after this, and then we are done for the day. Yay! And now I'm 4 minutes late for my meeting. Are there any quick questions? Because I'm going to wrap up very quickly once I'm done posting period 9. So any quick questions, post them now in the chat, and I will get to it. It's your last chance. Do it now. Manny, run to the chopper. That's my Arnold. Thank you, Brendan Connolly, for the Arnold impersonation. I don't know why I picked Brendan Connolly to be my impersonation guy, but he is. Alright, I think that's it, guys. Do apples grow from the ground? Yeah, they do. They grow on trees, and trees come from the ground. In fact, I'll go one up. Everything grows from the ground. The entire everything, even humans. What do you think about that one, Derek? Alright, tomorrow's weekly lesson will not be a lesson, but instead a fun. That's right, Fun Day Fridays. Remember, I'm doing some fun stuff, and also we're going to do my 5 favorite pirates. So keep that out. I miss you guys. I really do. I could like use some classroom face-to-face time because I'm getting lonely, but that's okay. I will see you guys another time. And goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.